Hello everyone, so I have three pretty cool videos for you here, each showing BM-21 grads being destroyed or damaged, shared in the past week. The video playing now is a pretty interesting one, as we can see the spotter drone tracking the BM-21 grad as it's moving to a firing position. We see it moving across the field when a drone hits it, setting the grad on fire. It's presumably abandoned by the crew at some point, as we can see it burning, whilst the Ukrainian spotter drone is keeping an eye on it. When the second FPV drone appears, you can see that the fire here is in the back of the cabin and continues to spread. So this grad definitely destroyed, its cabin completely burnt out. I am surprised though that we didn't see a Cookoff here. I wonder if this grad may have actually been empty, and rather heading to a firing position, it was instead moving back to its hiding spot. The video isn't that clear, so when we see a view of the launcher, I can't really tell if the grad is fully loaded or not. Now, I have a geolocation for this one, so let's check it out. This was done by Moklassen on Twitter and geolocated to be in the field shown by the red marker here. This you can see is close to the settlement of Vovcha. If we zoom out slightly, you can see that this is here on the Pokrovsk axis. This is an important area at the moment, where Russia is pushing hard at the moment. The most commonly used round by the BM-21 grad is the 9M22 round, and its coverage is shown here. So, from the field where it was destroyed, it was easily able to cover the front lines in the area, such as around Hrodivka and key areas like that. Now, as the grad was moving, this wasn't its firing spot. It was either on its way to or from the firing spot, which I would assume to be in the general area, however. The grad does have a 40-kilometer range round, but those ones are very rarely seen in Ukraine. Typically, they use a 20-kilometer round. This is here, zoomed out to be on the eastern front, but heading towards the south. I'll have a look at the total number of grad losses later. First though, let's check out our second video which we have. So, this one shows a grad firing its load of rockets whilst a Ukrainian spotter drone observes it. Now, you can see the downside of a grad here. After firing, it emits a lot of smoke upon launch, making them easy to spot and detect. So, they are often used in shoot and scoot tactics. Fire a load of rockets and drive out of there before counterfire hits them. This tactic doesn't work though if the spotter drone is already hovering overhead, as is the case here. The spotter drone then tracks the grad down and we see it parked near a tree line with troops moving out of it. I'm not sure if he's spotted the drone which is observing them and decided to get out of there, or going to prepare the forest to move the grad inside, or even if the grad here broke down along the road. Whatever the reason, it makes it a sitting duck and the Ukrainian drone hits it though. And check that Cookoff, it gets absolutely obliterated. So this one can't have fired all of its rockets during the launch, or the grad that fired its rockets was a different one. So the spotter drone might have lost track of it, then found this one in the same area, and the operators just assumed that they are the same grad. I guess we also can't rule out Russia reloading the grad between the original launch that we saw and the moment of destruction. But either way, a grad destroyed with an absolutely massive blast, along with its stockpile of rockets here. Interestingly too, Ukraine reported it was a fibre optic guided drone here, which has the advantage of being unjammable. And we'll see why that's important with our next video. Firstly, the geolocation for this one is on screen now. So, the grad was near the red marker, facing towards the south. Now, parts of that same grad are also in the adjacent field and some in outer space. Switching to this Google Map view, you can see this is just west of a small settlement called Zaitlivka, and this you can see is on the Kremlin axis. Another important area, or was last year, but things are a little bit more quiet and a bit less talked about than the Pokrovsk axis, which we just looked at. Things have quieted down a little bit here after Russia's offensive year last year. This grad from here can reach the front lines near Zarichna, but remember, this wasn't its firing spot. I would guess this would be a hiding spot or it broke down on its way to the hiding spot and so it just halted. As with the last grad we looked at, I used the 20.4km 9M22 round here. This time, we can see the grad is towards the north of Ukraine. Our third video isn't as interesting, but is worth a quick look. So this very short video clip shows a grad unit in a field being targeted by an FPV drone. This is very unclear footage, and the feed cuts out before we can confirm the actual hit. So, maybe the drone was jammed before it actually hit the Grad. Interestingly about this, the Grad fires a rocket shortly before the strike. It is very quick and hard to see in the video, but here it is highlighted on a screenshot. I wonder if the Ukrainian drone operators knew this Grad was here and were heading towards it already, or if they spotted the rocket launch and quickly zeroed in on it and headed to get the Grad. The geolocation for this one is on screen now. So this BM-21 was parked near the trees here, which is near the side of the road, so it went off the road to fire its rockets. Switching to this view on Google Map, you can see that this was located a little north of the settlement of Horlivka, and its coverage is shown on screen now. So this Grad would be able to target the key area of Toretsk. Along with Pokrovsk, Toretsk is one of the most heavily contested areas in Ukraine at the moment. The Russian attack here has stalled somewhat, but Russia is still pushing hard to try and capture this settlement. It's along the Pokrovsk of the Toretsk area where the bulk of Russia's ongoing summer offensive, which many reports will say has failed already, is being carried out. This Grad here most likely supporting operations in that area with its rockets. So, if this was hit rather than jammed, then a big loss for Russia here for its operations. So, 2 Grads destroyed here, and 1 possibly damaged or destroyed, we can't tell for certain. But pretty good work by Ukraine, especially the one which gave us a absolutely massive Cookoff at the end of it. Now, let's check out the total number of Grad losses. War spotting is shown as 277 Grads destroyed so far, with another 30 listed as damaged. These are huge numbers, over 300 hit in total. Unfortunately, this isn't a weapon system which Russia has in high numbers. War spotting doesn't seem to list captured units, but Oryx lists 36 captured so far. So these are huge numbers, well over 300 destroyed, damaged or captured. Unfortunately, this is a weapon system which Russia has in very high numbers. 650 is shown as to be in service at the start of a war, and Russia also has up to 700 in storage. Now, with those however, a good number of those in storage will not be ready for active service anytime soon, because of the poor condition we're kept in. We saw satellite image and photos of some of Russia's storage units, just left out of the open to the elements. But we do still have plenty to go around despite the high losses. Of course, on the other hand, Oryx and War Spotting's numbers are always on the low side, and the true number will be higher because not every loss is documented. The Grads are quite inaccurate, but Russia does use them well, and they are useful for saturating a wide area, so they are major targets. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it interesting. If so, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Now I'm going to play a video from the Ukraine Volunteer Centre about the ongoing fundraiser with them. I heard from them the other day that $6,000 has been raised so far, so big thanks to everybody who's helped out. I appreciate it. And the Ukraine Volunteer Centre, who are all active soldiers serving on or near the front lines, also appreciate it. Donation information is in the description. I'll play the video now.
Hello everyone. We have all seen what's happened to the Russian warplanes. It showed that Ukraine is very strong. Believe and support us and we will win this war. Sumy region, one of the hottest area of the front. Our assault units are working here, quickly, accurately, to the limit of their capabilities. But now they critically lack the simplest thing, car. We are announcing a new urgent fundraiser for the assault brigade for 2 reliable off-road vehicles. We need them not for the future, but right now to go on missions, evacuate the wounded and deliver supplies. They know how to use these cars. All they want is for them to get to them. The foundation is raising 18,000 for 2 prepared off-road vehicles. We don't chase the picture, we only take what really works on the front line. We know what is needed on the front line. No unnecessary words, no show. Each transfer is critically for the needs of a specific unit. The Sumy direction is a risk zone. The enemy is constantly looking for a weakness. Their mobility is lives. It's a chance to get in and out. this is a chance not to lose people. Now is the moment when an off-road vehicles can solve more than armor. That's why we are turning to you.